I married Louis because he was dying, and because he offered me $300,000 to take care of him until his final day. I knew exactly what I was doing. He did too. We made an agreement, not a love story. But on the first night after our courthouse marriage, when he removed his coat and walked toward the bedroom, I noticed something that unsettled my stomach in a way money never had. He never took off the dark burgundy scarf wrapped around his neck. Not to shower. Not to sleep. Not to change clothes. Not even when he vomited from pain. He held that scarf like it was life support. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. And if you believe in karma, hit like and subscribe, because this story will prove it. I asked him once gently, "Does it hurt? Your throat?" He smiled weakly, the way sick people smile when they're too tired to pretend. "It's nothing," he said, "just an old wound." But his eyes gave something away. Fear. Not fear of illness. Fear of exposure. Louis coughed, limped toward the bed, and waved me off like I was a stranger in his hotel room. I wasn't his wife. I was his contract. He wanted someone to keep him alive long enough to finish his business affairs, and I wanted the money to escape my own debts. Everyone got something. Or so I thought. It was around midnight when I first realized something was wrong, not with his health, but with the way he watched me. He pretended to sleep, but I could feel his eyes on me through the dark. Watching. Measuring. Waiting. Every time I shifted, he tensed. Every time I closed my eyes, he exhaled like he'd been holding his breath. At first I thought he was afraid of dying alone. Later, I learned he was afraid of dying while I knew the truth about him. On the second night, he woke up screaming. Not coughing. Not choking. Screaming like something clawed its way up his neck. I turned on the lamp. He grabbed his scarf, pulling it tight like he feared someone might rip it off. "Do not touch it," he shouted. I froze. I wasn't. "Don't," he whispered, shaking violently. "Don't ever try." The scarf was tied so tightly it dug into his skin. His hands trembled as he adjusted it. "What are you hiding?" I asked quietly. He glared at me with a fury no dying man should still carry. "Don't ask questions you don't want answers to." That sentence stayed with me like a cold hand wrapped around my spine. For days, his behavior got stranger. He slept sitting up, one hand on the scarf. He showered only when I was out buying medicine. He locked the bathroom door even though he could barely stand. At night, he whispered to himself, "Not yet, not yet. She's not ready." Who wasn't ready? Me? For what? One afternoon, while he slept in his recliner, I tried to untangle his daily pill organizer. He had more medications than any person should, and some had labels scratched off. When I opened the bottom drawer, I found a small wooden box. Inside, it was an old photograph, Louis, 30 years younger, standing with his late wife. His wife's face was smiling. His wasn't. He wore the same scarf. The exact same scarf. Same color. Same frayed edges. Same knot. It wasn't sentimental. It was necessary. And then I noticed something else. His late wife wasn't just smiling. She was covering her neck with a patterned shawl, the same pattern as Louis's scarf. A chill ran through me. What were they hiding back then? What was he hiding now? That night, he caught me staring at the scarf again. He wheeled closer to me, gripping the arms of his chair so hard his knuckles turned white. "People marry for love," he said quietly, "but we didn't. That means we have a different arrangement." I swallowed. "Which is?" "You leave my secrets alone," he whispered. "And I leave your life alone." My blood froze. "What does that mean?" I asked. He didn't blink. "It means," he whispered, "I am offering you protection you don't even know you need." Protection? From what? I tried to pull away, but he grabbed my wrist, surprisingly strong for a man in his condition. "You think I'm the one to be afraid of," he whispered, "but you haven't met the people who are looking for me." His grip tightened. "And they will come." "What people?" I asked, pulse racing. He let go suddenly. He leaned back, exhausted. "You married a sick old man," he said, "but underneath this scarf is what they really want." His breath rattled. "And if you ever see it, you'll understand why I can't let anyone look." I stared at him, heart pounding. "Louis, what's under the scarf?" He looked away slowly. "Something worth killing for." My stomach dropped. Something didn't add up. This wasn't about illness. This wasn't about money. This was about a secret he had carried for decades, one he believed would destroy everything the moment it was revealed. And then, 2 nights later, everything changed. I woke up to a noise, a soft scraping, like fabric sliding against skin. Louis wasn't in his bed. The bathroom door was open. The light was on. I walked toward it quietly, slowly, my heart pounding with each step. When I reached the doorway, Louis was standing in front of the mirror. His scarf was off, his head lowered, his shoulders hunched, his neck exposed. And what I saw wasn't illness. It wasn't a scar. It wasn't an injury. It was something I wasn't prepared for. Something so wrong, so unnatural, so horrifying, that for a moment, I forgot how to breathe. Louis saw my reflection behind him in the mirror. His eyes widened with pure terror, not anger. He grabbed the scarf, shoving it back around his neck. "No," he whispered, "you weren't supposed to see." I stepped back, trembling. "What? What is that?" Louis began shaking, violently. "You've doomed us both," he whispered. My chest tightened. "Louis, what?" He grabbed my arms, his voice breaking. "If they find out you saw it, they'll come for you." "Who?" I cried. He stared at me with a fear I had never seen in any human face, a fear so deep it cut through his age, his weakness, his sickness. "My wife didn't die from illness," he choked. "They silenced her for seeing it. And now, they'll come for you too." My blood ran cold. "But she didn't see the worst part," he whispered, tears in his eyes. "I never removed it fully for her." He took a shaky breath. "But you did." Louis grabbed my arms with a strength that did not belong to a man who claimed to be dying. "You weren't supposed to see it," he whispered, voice cracking. "God, you weren't supposed to see it." I tried to pull away. "Louis, what is that thing?" He shook his head violently. "I can't tell you. If I speak it out loud, it becomes real again. And when it becomes real, they feel it." "Who?" I demanded. "Who feels what?" He didn't answer. Not with words. He dragged me toward the bedroom, locking the door, breathing like every breath hurt him. He sat on the bed, clutching his scarf to his throat like a shield. "You married for money," he said quietly, "and I married for survival." I froze. "What does that mean?" "It means," he whispered, "I'm not the one in danger. You are." My heart slammed painfully against my ribs. He stared at the floor for a long moment before speaking again. "You think I wear this scarf because I'm sick, because I'm ashamed, because I'm hiding a deformity." My breath shook. "Aren't you?" He looked up slowly. "No." His voice dropped to something hollow and chilling. "I wear it because it listens." I felt cold from the inside out. "It?" I whispered. "Louis, what is under that scarf?" He closed his eyes like the memory burned. Something that should have died with me decades ago. I stared at him, trying to convince myself this old man was delusional, confused, hallucinating from medication. But my mind kept replaying the image I saw in the bathroom mirror. That twisted, unnatural thing on his neck, not a tumor, not a wound, not something medical. Something alive. Something that moved beneath his skin like it had its own heartbeat. Louis rubbed the fabric of the scarf as if calming a wild creature. "That night you walked in," he whispered, "you saw only a glimpse. My wife saw even less, and they killed her. You saw more." My throat tightened. "Who are they?" I asked again. He finally looked at me. His eyes were hollow, haunted. "The people who created it." My breath caught. "This isn't natural," he said. "It didn't grow on its own. It didn't come from sickness. It was put there." I stepped back. Put there? By who? Louis swallowed. His hands trembled. Scientists, or they claimed to be, decades ago, when I was young, healthy, desperate enough to volunteer for something I didn't understand. He rubbed his neck again, beneath the scarf. They said they were studying pain tolerance, healing, regeneration. I signed forms. I didn't read them. My heart pounded. What did they do to you? Louis looked down. They attached something to me. Attached. Not implanted. Not stitched. Attached. Living. Thriving. Feeding, he whispered. It started as a small patch, the size of a coin. They said it was harmless. His voice shook harder. But it grew. It fused with my nerves. It learned my heartbeat. It listened to my thoughts. My skin crawled. And once it became strong enough, his voice cracked. It stopped being a study. What did it become? I whispered. A listening device, he whispered back. I blinked. A biological one, a living one, a parasite that responds to sound, vibration, emotion. It hears everything within a room, and it remembers. My stomach twisted in horror. They made 40 of us, he said. At least that's what they told us. Only 3 survived past the first year. I swallowed. And the others? Died. Or disappeared. He stared at the wall as if reliving it. But the survivors? He touched his scarf. We were items. Living experiments stored away. Monitored. Studied. Used. Used for what? I asked. To silence people, he said quietly. To track people. To blackmail. To collect secrets no one should hear. My blood ran cold. He looked at me again, eyes full of something between terror and guilt. And when we became too old to be useful, they wanted to retire us permanently. I felt my knees shaking. Your wife, I whispered. She died because of them? He nodded. She overheard them mentioning me, asking why I hadn't been brought in yet. She confronted me, saw too much, and they removed her. Tears filled his eyes. When she died, they told me it was a warning, and I understood. As long as the thing on my neck stays hidden, I stay alive. If anyone sees it, they tie up loose ends. My hands trembled. So why marry me? He laughed softly, a broken sound. Because I'm dying anyway, and I needed someone young, clean, with no connections, someone they wouldn't suspect. I stepped back slowly, feeling the room close around me. You used me as a shield? No, he whispered. I used you as time. Time to prepare. Time to pass something on. I froze. Pass what on? The scarf tightened in his grip. He swallowed. The creature. My stomach dropped violently. What? Louis, no? You touched it, he whispered. You saw it. You made eye contact with it through the mirror. I felt sick. It sensed you. His voice trembled. It has chosen you. No, I whispered. Absolutely not. You think I want this for you? He snapped, suddenly furious. You think I don't wish I died before they ever found me? He stood shakily, grabbing my shoulders with surprising strength. You're in danger now, Elena. Whether you believe me or not. I didn't agree to this, I cried. And I didn't agree to become this thing, he shouted back. But here we are. His body shook violently. He winced and clutched his scarf. It's awake, he whispered. Then, slowly, so slowly, the scarf lifted slightly on its own. Not from wind, not from movement, from something moving underneath, something alive, something responding. Louis's voice trembled. It knows you're afraid. My heart thrashed against my ribs. It wants to see you again. I stumbled backward. No, I whispered. I'm leaving. I'm done. He grabbed my arm. You can't leave. If you walk out, they'll track you, and they'll kill you before they let you expose what's on my neck. My pulse pounded. What do they want? I cried. He looked at me with a defeated expression. They want the creature back. Then go back, I said. Give yourself up. He shook his head slowly. You don't understand. His voice broke. They're not looking for me anymore. I stiffened. He squeezed my arm harder. They're looking for whoever the creature chooses next. My stomach dropped. You're telling me? His voice trembled with terror. It chose you. I backed away until my spine hit the wall. Louis whispered the last sentence with a shaking breath. And they're already coming. Because it just sent a signal. Louis staggered back toward the bed, clutching the scarf so hard his knuckles turned white. They felt it wake, he whispered. They always feel it wake. My pulse slammed against my ribs. Who are they, Louis? Who is coming? He didn't blink. The researchers, the collectors, the ones who made me into this, the ones who killed my wife because she saw just a corner of what you saw. My breath shook. You said the creature sent something? He nodded, trembling. When it's exposed, when it senses danger, it releases a signal, a pulse, not sound, not heat, something else, something only the creators can detect. My voice cracked. And they're tracking it, right now? Yes, he whispered. Right now. I felt sick. You said it chose me, Louis. What does that mean? He sank onto the edge of the bed, exhausted. The creature is not just attached to me. It's aware. It's looking for a new host. Once it senses weakness in the old one, pain, fear, sickness, it searches. I swallowed hard. And it chose me? Louis looked at me with a mixture of pity and dread. You're young, healthy, strong. You have a future. And to them, that's what makes you valuable. I don't want it, I snapped. He shook his head sadly. It doesn't care what you want. I backed away from him. Then get it off you, cut it off. He almost laughed, tired, hopeless. You didn't see the roots, Elena. They don't just attach, they burrow. They fuse with nerves. They control pain receptors. They anchor into the brainstem. My voice dropped to a horrified whisper. It goes into your brain? Louis nodded. If I tried to remove it, I would die before the second cut. My stomach twisted. But you survived, I whispered. He shook his head. No, I endured. There's a difference. And now, you might have to endure too. No, I said firmly. I'm leaving. I don't care what you say. A sharp bang echoed through the house. I froze. Louis looked up fast. Too late. Another bang, louder, like a fist pounding against wood. Louis, I whispered. Is that? Yes, he whispered. It's them. My heart thundered. The banging turned into a pounding rhythm. Bang, bang, bang. A voice called through the door. Low, male, controlled. Mr. Halden, we know you're inside. Louis's face drained of color. They know my name, he whispered. Not yours, not yet. Stay quiet. Another voice, female this time. Cold, measured. Open the door. We don't want to break it. Louis pulled my arm. Hide, please, just hide. I didn't move. Now, he hissed. My legs finally obeyed, and I slipped behind the bedroom door just as the front door splintered. Footsteps. Heavy. Precise. Not rushing. Not nervous. Confident. Predators entering a cage. I peeked through the crack. 2 people walked in, both wearing dark coats. No badges. No emotion. The woman scanned the room, her eyes razor sharp. Louis Halden, she said calmly. You've been out of contact for 9 months. Louis tried to sit straighter. I told you I'm dying. And we told you, the woman replied, that your condition doesn't release you from duty. Duty. The man stepped in front of her, expression unreadable. Remove the scarf. Louis shook his head. No. Remove it. No. The woman sighed, annoyed, not angry. It activated 40 minutes ago. You triggered the pulse. We're not here to negotiate. She moved closer. Take it off, Louis. Louis clutched the scarf tighter. You're not getting it. The man leaned in, eyes narrowing. Where is she? My breath caught. Lewis hesitated a split second too long. The woman's eyes sharpened. There is a she. Lewis cursed under his breath. The man stepped forward. The creature never awakens for no reason. It sensed fear. Someone saw it. Lewis swallowed. The woman continued, and whoever saw it belongs to us now. I covered my mouth to stop myself from making a sound. Lewis stood, or tried to. His legs trembled. You're not taking her, he said. She wasn't part of this. She is now, the man replied. Where is she? Lewis shook violently but did not look toward me. She ran when I screamed. He lied. She left the house. The woman tilted her head. She didn't leave the back door. Lewis stiffened. They had already checked. The man's voice dropped lower. She's in here. Somewhere. Lewis stepped in front of the bedroom door. You'll take her over my dead. He didn't finish. His body jerked violently as the scarf bulged, moving like something underneath was stretching awake. The woman stepped back, unfazed. It's reacting, she said. He's resisting. The man nodded. It wants a new host. He's failing. He turned toward the hallway. Find her. My stomach dropped. Lewis lunged, not at them, but toward me. He shoved the bedroom door shut, slamming his shoulder into it. Elena, listen. Run if you get the chance. The man grabbed him by the collar and threw him to the floor like he weighed nothing. Lewis screamed, half pain, half something else. The scarf writhed. The creature beneath it pulsed. I pressed myself against the wall, trembling uncontrollably. The woman stepped toward the bedroom door. Last chance, she called softly. Come out, dear. This goes easier if you cooperate. Cooperate? With them? Lewis shouted, Don't come out. The creature reacted to his yelling, tightening around his throat. Lewis choked, grabbing at the scarf. The man sighed like this was a minor inconvenience. Sedate him. The woman pulled out a syringe. Lewis screamed. I squeezed my eyes shut as the needle plunged into his neck. Within seconds, his body went limp. The room went still. The woman checked his pulse. He's not dying, she said. The parasite is stabilizing him. Parasite. The word stuck in my lung like a shard of glass. The man dragged Lewis toward the door. Let's go. We'll find the girl later. Girl. Me. They thought I was young. Unconnected. Disposable. Before leaving, the woman spoke again, softly, almost sweetly. Whoever sees the creature becomes part of the program. That's the rule. Her eyes scanned the room one last time. And we always finish what we start. Then they dragged Lewis out, his scarf shifting with every bump, alive, aware, dangerous. The moment the front door slammed shut, I collapsed onto the floor, shaking uncontrollably. I was alone. But not safe. Lewis was gone. The creature had chosen me, and the people who created it were coming back. Because Lewis hadn't lied, the creature had sent a signal. And now, so had I. The moment Lewis was dragged out of the house, silence swallowed the walls. Not the silence of peace. The silence before something horrific returns. I stayed crouched behind the bedroom door, hands trembling uncontrollably, heart punching the inside of my chest so fast I thought it would split. The air still smelled like the chemical burn of whatever they injected Lewis with. The scarf's last movements flashed in my mind. Pulsing, tightening, almost reacting to me. What had Lewis said? It knows you're afraid, and it chooses strength. I didn't feel strong. I felt like a woman who married a dying old man for money and ended up at war with a creature attached to his spine. My legs finally worked again, weak, shaky, but moving. I crawled out from behind the door and collapsed against the bed frame. Every instinct screamed, run. Run anywhere. Run far. Run before they came back. But Lewis's last words echoed beside my ear. They are coming for you. Not maybe. Not if. When. And they'd already tested the door locks before leaving. I heard it. The woman lightly twisting the knob, checking it. They weren't gone. They were watching. Waiting. Planning how to retrieve me. I had minutes. maybe less. I pushed myself up and stumbled to the bathroom mirror. The woman staring back at me didn't look like me. Her eyes were wide, her skin pale, her body shaking. And then I saw it. Not on my neck, not yet. But something beneath my skin had changed. My pulse fluttered unusually high, like something was responding to something inside me. A faint buzzing sensation crawled along the back of my neck. I gasped and slapped my hand over it. Nothing. But something had moved. Not physically, like a vibration. Lewis said it mirrors the host's fear. And right now, my fear was loud enough to wake the dead. I backed away from the mirror. "No," I whispered. "Not me. Not me. I didn't ask for this." I ran to the bedroom and grabbed my phone. Dead. No battery. No warning. It had been fully charged earlier. My stomach dropped. Lewis's warning returned like a kick to the chest. It listens. The creature didn't kill batteries. It disrupted them, attached to frequencies. It drained the things it sensed fear through. And now it was reacting inside me. I didn't have long. I grabbed my bag, shoved clothes inside, and slipped on shoes with shaking hands. I needed an exit. Back door? Front door? Window? Before I could decide, a soft creaking sound echoed from the living room. A floorboard. Someone stepped inside. Slow, quiet, deliberate. They were back. I froze. Another step. A slower one. They weren't rushing. They didn't need to. They knew I was trapped. I backed into Lewis's closet and held my breath. The female voice drifted through the hall. Soft, sweet, deadly calm. "Come out, dear. It's easier if we don't have to search." My lungs burned from holding air. The male voice followed. "Don't make us hurt you. It's unnecessary if you obey." Obey. They thought I was like Lewis, tired, dying, compliant. They didn't know I was nothing like him. Another step. Closer. The woman sighed. She's still inside. The pulse is strong. She can feel it beginning. The man added, "We need her before it settles too deep." My stomach twisted hard. Lewis had said, "Once the creature chooses, removal becomes impossible." I wasn't just hunted. I was transitioning. I gripped the closet doorknob, breathing as silently as possible. Footsteps came into the bedroom, then stopped. Right outside the closet. I clamped my hand over my mouth. The woman spoke through the door. "When it chooses a new host, it draws us to them like a beacon. And right now, you are glowing." My blood ran cold. The man whispered, 3, 2, 1. I kicked the closet door open with every ounce of strength I had. The woman stumbled backward. I bolted past her, sprinting down the hall as the man lunged. "Stop?" I didn't. I didn't look back. I ran straight through the kitchen, grabbed the metal broom handle, and rammed it under the back door's handle to jam it shut. They pounded the door instantly. "She won't get far," the man shouted. My chest burned. My legs shook, but I kept running out the back gate and into the dark yard. The wind hit my face like a slap of freedom. I reached the fence. A static shock ripped down my neck. So sharp I collapsed to my knees. My vision blurred. My heartbeat thrashed like it was fighting something inside me. "No, no, no, no," I gasped. "Not now." The creature wasn't on my skin yet. But its signal was... It pulsed, responded, called to the ones hunting me. And they felt it. The man's voice echoed from the house. "She's triggering wave response. Move!" I grabbed the fence, pulled myself up, muscles screaming, head spinning. The static in my neck surged again, stronger, too strong. I dropped back onto the grass, gasping. Oh God, Lewis was right. The creature wasn't waiting. It was climbing. Footsteps pounded behind me, 2 sets. No way to outrun them. No way to outfight them. I scrambled behind the shed and pressed against the wall, trying to breathe quietly. The woman's voice drifted like a blade sliding through fog. No need to panic, dear. It's natural. It's choosing you because you're strong. You should be proud. Proud? I was terrified. The man added calmly, "We won't kill you. We need you alive. But we must take you now, before the creature binds too deeply." Bind. Once it bound? Would I become like Louis? Or worse? My eyes darted toward the neighbor's fence. A small gap. Just wide enough. I squeezed through it, skin scraping, breath shaking. The static buzzed again, but weaker this time. I kept crawling until I reached the neighbor's patio. Lights off. House empty. Safe enough. I ducked behind their shed, panting silently. For a moment, just a moment, the static stopped. Silence. I pressed my back against the wall, hand on the base of my neck. Nothing. No movement. No pulse. No vibration. Had it stopped? Did it not want me anymore? I exhaled shakily, tears slipping down my cheeks. Then, a faint whisper tickled my spine. Not a voice. Not words. A sensation. Like something breathing inside my nerves. My body went rigid. "No," I whispered. "Please, no." The static began again, stronger than before. It wasn't stopping. It wasn't weakening. It was choosing. A sharp jolt shot down my spine and radiated through my chest. I gasped. And that's when I understood. Louis was never the cage. Louis was never the host. Louis was the deliverer. The creature lived off fear. And I was the perfect storm. My breath trembled. "What do you want?" I whispered to the emptiness. The pulse answered with a spike that made my vision tilt sideways. My body jerked. And I realized something horrifying. It wasn't attacking me. It was introducing itself. A distorted shadow crawled through the edges of my vision. Not real, not physical, but something projected deep inside my mind, like a memory that wasn't mine. A place. A room. A lab. White walls. Men in coats. Louis younger, screaming behind a restraint. A needle. A device. A creature. Something like a black webbed organism pressed to his neck. Pulsing. Growing. Feeding. My heart nearly stopped. The creature wasn't choosing me by accident. It had been searching. For years. For someone healthy. Young. Energetically alive. Louis was dying. And I was everything he wasn't. The static throbbed again. Not painful now. Inviting. Claiming. Becoming. I grabbed the grass, nails clawing dirt. "No," I whispered. "I won't be this. I won't." A voice, one I hadn't heard in hours, cut through the panic. "Elena?" I froze. Someone was standing at the edge of the yard. Not the collectors. Not Louis. Someone else. Someone who wasn't supposed to be here. "Elena, what's happening?" My breath hitched. Because standing in the darkness, eyes wide, face pale with confusion, was my younger brother. "Why? Is your neck glowing?" "Elena, why is your neck glowing?" My brother Aaron took a step toward me, eyes wide with a fear I had never seen on him. I stumbled back instinctively. "Aaron, stop, don't come closer." He froze. "What's happening? What did he do to you? Why are you hiding behind someone's shed?" I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. Every cell in my body buzzed with that unnatural static, the creature reacting to Aaron's presence. "Aaron, please," I whispered. "Don't touch me." But he ignored me, stepping closer, confusion twisted into anger. "Elena, I swear if that old man hurt you—" "He didn't," I snapped. "This isn't about him anymore." "He married you for money," he shot back. "Of course this is about him." I shook my head violently. No, Louis was hiding from something much worse. Before I could finish, the static surged violently, blasting like an electrical shock through the base of my skull. I screamed. Aaron lunged forward, catching me before I hit the ground. "Elena, Talk to me." But the moment his hands touched my shoulders, the creature reacted. A metallic ringing ripped through my ears. My vision blurred. Aaron's face distorted like a melting reflection. "No, no, don't," I gasped, pushing him away. Aaron stumbled backward, terrified. "Elena! Something is wrong with you. What happened?" Something moved beneath my skin, upward, crawling like a shadow trapped inside me. I fell to my knees, clutching the back of my neck. I gasped. "I think it's entering my nervous system." Aaron paled. "What?" A sudden image flashed inside my mind. Louis Younger, being strapped to a metal chair, screaming as the creature was forced onto his neck. Then another. A scientist recording notes. The organism binds faster with subjects experiencing emotional shock. Shock. Fear. Aaron. The creature was feasting on all of it. Aaron crouched beside me, trying to help stabilize me. "You need a hospital." "No hospital can fix this," I choked. "This thing was designed to survive anything." Aaron looked horrified. "Designed? By who?" "The people who were here," I whispered. "They took Louis, and they're coming back for me." Aaron grabbed my face, forcing me to look at him. "You are not going with them. I won't let you." His protectiveness sparked something inside me. The creature pulsed rapidly, almost excited. "No," I whispered. "You being here makes it worse." "What does that mean?" I swallowed painfully. "It responds to emotion, fear, stress, and you're triggering it more." Aaron backed up, tears filling his eyes. "I'm not leaving you." I opened my mouth to argue, but everything froze. Not me. Not Aaron. The world. The creature pulse inside me stopped. Not gradually. Instantly. The air turned heavy, like oxygen thickened. Aaron whispered, "Elena, something's behind you." I turned slowly, and my entire body went cold. The two collectors, the man and the woman, stood at the edge of the yard. They hadn't run. They hadn't shouted. They hadn't broken anything this time. They just appeared. The woman's voice was soft, almost kind. "You should have come with us earlier." Aaron jumped in front of me. "Who the hell are you?" The man spoke calmly, as if explaining a procedure. "She's undergoing transfer. Early stages. She shouldn't be touched." "Transfer." Aaron stared at me, horrified. "Transfer? What did they put in you?" The woman stepped closer. "Step aside, please. She belongs to the program now." Aaron spread his arms out, shielding me. "She belongs to herself." The woman sighed. "We don't want to harm you, but we will if you interfere." Aaron didn't move. Not an inch. "Over my dead?" The creature inside me surged. A violent, involuntary pulse shot outward, and Aaron flew backward, as if shoved by an invisible force, crashing into the fence. "No!" I screamed. The man's eyebrows raised. "It's accelerating faster than expected." Aaron groaned, trying to sit up. The woman smiled slightly. "She has potential. Much more than Louis." I struggled to my feet, shaking. "Stay away from him," I demanded. The woman tilted her head. "You're already protecting. Good. Strong attachment patterns increase compatibility." "I'm not compatible with anything," I shouted. The creature pulsed again, this time aiming outward. The woman stepped back, not in fear, but in recognition. "She's projecting. That's rare this early." The man nodded. "We need to sedate her now." Sedate. Take. Harvest. Use. Everything Louis tried to escape. I grabbed a rake leaning against the shed. My hands shook so badly it nearly slipped, but I held on. The man stepped toward me calmly. "You can't fight us." "I can try." He reached for my arm, and the creature reacted with a roaring shock through my spine. I screamed as the world flickered around me. The man staggered. The woman's eyes widened. "It's bonding," she whispered. My knees buckled. Louis's words echoed through my mind. "Once it chooses, you can't outrun it." Everything inside me tightened. Not pain, not fear, but something awakening. The collectors stepped forward again. But before they could reach me, Aaron hurtled into them with every ounce of strength he had. The three of them collided, slamming into the dirt in a violent heap. "Aaron!" I screamed. The man roared, grabbing him by the shirt. The woman rushed in, and that's when I felt it. Deep. Inside. Like something inside my spine cracked open and released itself. Power. Not mine. Not human. The creature. It wasn't attacking me. It was choosing me fully. The ground trembled beneath my hands. Static filled the air. Lights flickered across the neighbors' windows. The man looked toward me, eyes widening. "No, she's sinking. Stop her." The woman lunged, but it was too late. A surge of force exploded outward from my body, knocking both collectors backward like rag dolls. They hit the grass, hard, rolling to a stop. Aaron crawled toward me, terrified but refusing to leave. "Elena, what did you just do?" I couldn't answer. The creature pulsed again, sending shivers down my arms. My voice came out trembling, barely a whisper. "I think it's merging with me." The woman sat up slowly, shaking, blood running from her mouth. She glared at me. "You're not ready," she hissed. "If you merge now, it will destroy you." The man added, wiping blood from his forehead. "You don't understand what you're becoming." My heartbeat drummed violently, and for the first time, I felt the creature answer back. Soft, calm, certain. "We are becoming one." I gasped, clutching my neck. Aaron whispered, horrified, "Elena, who are you talking to?" I stared at him with eyes that no longer felt like mine. "The thing Lewis hid," I whispered. "The thing they want." My throat tightened. "And the thing choosing me." Aaron stared at me like he was seeing a stranger. "Elena, what's happening to you?" I opened my mouth, but the creature answered before I could. Not with words. With a pulse through my spine that made the world sharpen. Every sound. Every breath. Every heartbeat. I could feel Aaron's fear vibrating in the air. I could feel the collector's anger like heat against my skin. And beneath it all, I felt the creature's intention. Merge. Complete. Become. I stumbled back, grabbing the fence for balance. "No," I whispered. "I don't want this." The pulse responded gently, almost soothing, like it was telling me the choice wasn't mine anymore. The female collector wiped blood from her mouth, eyes burning with urgency. "She's at the threshold. If she merges without protocol, she'll burn out." The male collector added sharply, "She doesn't know how to control it. If we don't intervene now, she will die." Aaron stood between them and me, shaking but determined. "You're not taking her." The woman sighed. "You can't protect her from something inside her." Aaron clenched his fists. "I don't care. She's my sister." And that single sentence hit me harder than any pulse. Family. Someone who actually cared. Someone who wasn't using me as a shield or an experiment. The creature pulsed again, violently this time, almost jealous. The man stepped toward us. Slow. Cautious. "Elena," he said calmly, "look at your brother." I lifted my eyes. The man continued, "You want him safe, yes? You want him alive?" My chest tightened. "Yes." "Then come with us. If you merge here, without training, you'll lose control. The shockwave could kill him instantly." The woman nodded. "And it will kill you." Aaron's breath hitched. "Elena, don't listen to them." The woman looked at him coldly. "We don't lie. We never need to. The organism does the killing for us." The creature pulsed inside me, angry, rejecting their words. The sound rippled the air. The woman stepped back. "She's already halfway. We're running out of time." Aaron grabbed my shoulders, ignoring the static that shocked his hands. "Look at me, Elena. You're stronger than this thing. You can fight it." "I don't think I can," I whispered. "Yes, you can," he said fiercely. You survived Dad leaving. You survived losing your job. You survived everything life threw at you. You can survive this too." That broke something inside me. Not physically, emotionally. A surge of human strength, my strength, pushed against the creature. And for the first time, it hesitated. The man saw it instantly. "No!" he snapped. "She's resisting! She's disrupting the merge! Stop her!" The woman charged toward me. Erin swung a shovel from the shed, smacking her shoulder with a sickening crack. She screamed, collapsing onto the grass. The man lunged at Erin. I didn't think. I didn't choose. The creature did. A violent burst of energy blasted from my spine. The man flew backward, slamming into the fence so hard it snapped. He fell, unconscious. Breathing, but barely. The woman crawled toward him, shaking in pain. "You're killing yourselves," she hissed. "A forced merge destroys the host." Erin grabbed my arm. "Elena, we need to go." But I couldn't move. The creature surged again, more violently this time. My vision blurred. My limbs trembled. "Erin," I whispered. "I can't control." He lifted my face in his hands. "Yes, you can. Stay with me. Stay human. Don't let this thing win." Human. The creature pulsed in rejection. Then again, harder. A tearing pain ripped through me as if two versions of myself were fighting for the same body. "Elena!" Erin cried, grabbing me as I collapsed. My head thrashed, breath trembling, pulse exploding against my ribs. The woman whispered through clenched teeth. "She's hitting critical stage. In minutes, the organism will burn her out, or she'll become something else entirely." Erin held me tighter. "Fight it, Elena. Please. Don't leave me too." His voice broke. Tears hit my cheeks, his tears. And something inside me shifted. Not the creature. Me. My memories. My mother braiding my hair. Erin building blanket forts with me. Laughing until we fell off the couch. Surviving together when nobody else stayed. And I realized fear fed the creature, but love weakened it. I grabbed Erin's hand, squeezing with the little strength I had left. "Erin," my voice cracked. "I don't want to disappear." "You won't," he whispered fiercely. "Not while I'm here." The creature screamed inside my nerves, an electric pain, furious and desperate. I screamed with it. Erin held me tighter, not letting go. The woman saw what was happening. "No, she's blocking the merge. She's destabilizing the organism." Erin pulled me into his chest. "Stay with me, Elena. You're not a host. You're my sister." My heart pounded. Once, twice, like thunder. The static ripped through every nerve in my body. My vision went white. A tearing sensation broke from my neck, traveling down my spine like something splitting away. I gasped. And then, silence. A horrible, final silence. I slowly opened my eyes. The static was gone. The buzzing was gone. The pulse, gone. The creature wasn't inside me anymore. I felt empty. And for a moment, I was terrified that emptiness meant death. "Elena," Erin whispered. "Elena, look at me." I turned my head. I was still here. Still me. Still human. The woman gasped, horrified. "She severed it," she choked. "She broke the merge." The man slowly regained consciousness, groaning in pain. The woman dragged him away, terrified of what I'd done. "This isn't possible," she whispered. "No one has ever overpowered it." I sat up slowly, leaning against Erin. The woman's voice shook with something I hadn't heard from her before. Fear. She didn't merge with it. Her eyes widened. She rejected it. They backed away. The man coughed blood. "She's unstable, dangerous. We should—" "No," the woman said. "We're not prepared to handle a breaker." "A breaker?" She stared at me as if I were something unworldly. "We have to report this and return with a full containment team." They stumbled away into the trees, disappearing into the dark like ghosts. I collapsed against Aaron's shoulder. He wrapped his arms around me, trembling. "Elena, it's over," he murmured. "It's finally over." I nodded weakly. But deep inside, I knew something he didn't. Louis used the scarf to smother the creature. I used something else. Love. Connection. Human emotion. I wasn't just a survivor. I was the first person to break the organism's bond. And that meant one thing. They would return. Not for the creature, but for me. Because I was the first person in their program history to defeat what was designed to be undefeatable. But for now, for this one fragile moment, I rested in my brother's arms, breathing as myself again. Alive. Human. Free.